a review for adamskiij, and adamskiij is black. So this is a 13 by 13 game, and I can't give you specific advice for this board, but the general principles of Go apply here, so that's what we can talk about. And well, for 4.34, these are valid opening moves on this small board too. And now the corners are taken, and we have to decide the next move. So usually in the opening, you can really just count how wide an area is and then play there. That's really the first thing you can look at if you want to decide where to play. So when you take this move, it's just 5 lines wide, and playing on either side here is just that's the wider side. So you will get more bang for your buck with each move there. And also 3-4 point, the goal with this move is always to get this shape, because that's solid points very quickly. In 2 moves the corner is taken and white group is solid, so that's very nice to have. So taking this move away from white, that's always a good idea. So you approach the corner. This would be a normal thing to do. So when you play here, you are basically encouraging white to take this move and to take the solid points, and white will be very happy. But white plays a greedy move here, so there's all sorts of bad problems left behind here, and the stone is very close to help with that. So yeah, this can help you. And the next move here is actually good response from you, because this was a 2 space wide approach, and you played an extension that is 2 spaces away. So that's well done. Just something to keep in mind specifically about the 4/4 stone with the large knight. That is a valid enclosure for this corner. However, you have to keep in mind this can still be invaded. There's really not much black can do. White will live. Black has to take care of this, and now black gets a solid wall, and white can live in the corner. That's a really common way to invade this large knight enclosure with the 4/4. Yeah, this formation, right? So if you have this one closer, then it's a little bit different, because usually white can only get this ko. Yeah, something specific about the corner. But as I said, the 2 space wide extension from a 2 space approach, that's good. And now we continue in game, and really the good options here are to enclose the corner. Now this direct invasion doesn't really work anymore. There's still some RG with different moves that white can try, but it takes a big chunk of the corner for sure. This one looks at invading over here, and also makes this invasion harder. Like I said, that could be a ko for white. And also white left is a big weakness here that you can use with this move. So this was a move where the graph started getting all wobbly, and you weren't sure how to interpret that. So basically it tells you this isn't the most valuable point on the board. When you played this move, the graph went, what was it? Yeah, right from 58 to 35%. So it's a good indication that this wasn't really the best point to play on the board. Because before you had these small variations, right? Those aren't really big changes in the numbers. But now it starts to really plummet for you. So that's an indication that this really wasn't the right area to play. And that's really how you can use this graph. So yeah. Here, white leaves behind the cutting point, and you should really just try to use these cutting points when your opponent leaves behind an obvious weakness. Like when white played this move, there was an obvious weakness here left behind. You don't have to play there immediately, but yeah, it's a weakness to keep in mind. And here it would actually be really beneficial to cut right now because white can't really do anything except give you the corner. So you make some points and that's nice. Here, this move, you won't never play this kind of move. Never, ever. You're just asking white to fix the shape. Before that, there's a cutting point here, there's a cutting point here. Sometimes with this shape, this Kasumi next to this kind of strong shape, there can be sometimes even RG in this move, but really the juiciest things to look at are these two cutting points, and either one would be a good idea right now. This is just helping white fixing the problem. Because now this is a ladder and this is a ladder. So yeah, but white plays a funny move and you still get to play an Atari. And you have this nice little ko. White doesn't have a real threat. And here you wanted to... You think this one is better, and it is, but you weren't sure how to determine that. And really just look at what can white do here. There's just 3 things white can possibly do, and we don't even have to look far. And if you can't do this during the game, you're reading, I mean, of course, that's something you develop over time. So but after the game, you can look at this, and then later on you will get some intuition for these kinds of moves, and you would just play here automatically. So, right. So white can capture this, and then the most simple thing you can do is just capture the stone. So that wouldn't be threatening you, and you get some points in the corner. You can even go further here because white can't really do this. Yeah, but even the most simple idea works. Then white could play here and you'd connect the ko, so that's nice. Or you don't even have to connect the ko really, but if you don't want to, but yeah, you can do it and take some points. And if white tries this, then that's not good for white. Simple as that. But right here, you're actually not in a bad spot. This is okay for black. Black is is doing fine. So where should black play now? You decided to play here to prevent the A group becoming disconnected from the B group. However, if we look at the A group, it already has a stone captured here. So this is already one eye, right? And then the second eye will be easy to get either over here or by extending over here. So this group, A group is fine. So if they were to be separated, then only B would have to defend itself, and you can have one weak group. That's okay, because especially because white would also have one weak group. Like if we do this, and let's say white comes in here somehow, then you just have to defend this one group. The other group is already okay. So, and you can even fight back here. Where were we? Oh yeah. So also you can do this. I think that's probably the best move to secure the points in the corner. There's still lots of RG here. Things white can try. Different things to annoy you. But the thing about this position is you can fight. If, for example, if white raised this, then you can just go and threaten this group, and you know this group is fine, and this group you just live with it in the corner. It's this is a more difficult concept, but something to keep in mind for your future games, that you can fight. If you only have to defend one group, then you can find it out, because this group is safe, so this stone can fight. This is a principle you can remember. So yeah. And right here, this was a pretty small move, because you're only taking 4 points, and that's why the graph got so bad for it, because over here, there's a lot of points in the corner still available. And the AI is just looking at this and thinking, the AI feels safe in playing here and then dealing with this fight. But of course, this can be very difficult to do. And so that's why you can't always rely on the AI suggestions, because the AI will have ideas that are way too difficult for a human to execute. Yeah, for most humans anyway. And getting into this fight, it's hard. There's different things you can try here to use this, but it's actually, at your level, I wouldn't recommend this. And I think this move, although it isn't the most optimal, I think it's actually kind of okay for you. And actually works out fine with you, because you can just take this, and if white plays here, then you enclose the corner, and if white doesn't defend over here, play something like this, then you can invade the corner. So yeah. And there was one last thing. Over here. Oh yeah, right. It was just about this corner. Yeah, so the graph got so extremely wobbly because while you guys were playing in this area, there was this big point available. Especially now, you could just take these points and yeah, take the local loss in points here, but it's actually pretty bad. Okay, so just make a strong shape. And if white continues playing here, you can take the solid points and look at this invasion. So yeah, that's really all I had to say about this game. I hope it helps.